Deep within the heart of Earth, beneath layers of rock and time, something long dormant stirs. The ground trembles in a way no one has ever felt before. A sudden seismic shock waves through the planet, knocking buildings off their foundations and sending waves of panic through every corner of the globe. Across the world, experts scramble to find an explanation for this mysterious event. Seismologists talk in hushed voices about tremors unlike anything they've seen in recorded history, but none of their theories come close to the truth of what is actually happening. In the quiet depths of the Earth, long hidden beneath the surface, ancient machines begin to hum to life. The giants of Earth that have slumbered for millennia are awakening, their colossal forms shifting beneath the surface of the planet. As the world watches in growing disbelief, no one can truly understand the scope of the power that is being unleashed beneath their feet. One by one, these giants rise out of the ground, massive stone figures that tower over cities and forests, their eyes glowing faintly with an eerie and almost sentient light. In a small town in the Midwest, a young scientist named Emma Parker is one of the first to see the event unfold. Through her research, she had long suspected that the Earth harbored secrets from ancient times, but never did she imagine that she would witness the awakening of something so ancient and powerful as these giants standing tall in the distance. Emma feels both a sense of awe and terror as she watches the ground split open and a massive stone figure emerge from the depths, its size impossible to comprehend for any human mind. The giant stands still for a moment, surveying the world around it, as if it is assessing the situation, but then it begins to move. In a nearby military base, generals and commanders scramble to assess the situation as reports flood in from all over the globe. The giants are not attacking, they are simply standing there unmoving, but their very presence sends ripples of fear throughout the world. Governments panic as the reality sets in. This is no natural phenomenon. This is something far more dangerous and far more significant than anything they have ever faced before. They are not just witnessing an awakening of ancient technology, they are witnessing the return of Earth's protectors. As news spreads across the globe, the world is thrust into uncertainty. Political leaders and military commanders must quickly come together to devise a plan. While some call for immediate action, others advocate for caution. No one knows if the giants are a force for good or evil, but what is clear is that they are not going away. They have emerged from the depths, and they are watching humanity. In space far above Earth, an alien race known as the Selvar Dominion watches through their advanced technology as the energy readings from the planet surge to levels they have never seen before. The Selvar have long monitored the progress of humanity from afar and have always dismissed them as a primitive species, but the sudden awakening of these giant beings sends shockwaves through their ranks. Their sensors pick up massive energy signatures from the giants, and they realize that this event is far more important than they initially thought. Something powerful is happening on Earth, and they must investigate immediately. The Selvar Dominion begins mobilizing their fleet in secret, sending their ships toward Earth with the intent to discover the source of this strange energy and determine whether humanity poses a threat to their galactic empire, or if the awakening of these giants is merely a fleeting event. The galaxy holds its breath as Earth is caught in the middle of something far greater than anyone on the planet can understand. High above Earth, the Selvar Dominion fleet materializes out of the darkness of space. Their ships massive and imposing, they cut through the stars with purpose and precision. The Selvar had observed humanity for centuries, had cataloged their rise from primitive societies to the edge of space travel, but never had they expected the humans to possess anything that could challenge their might or disrupt the balance of power in the galaxy. Yet here, they were now confronted with something they couldn't explain, something far beyond human comprehension. The Selvar are an ancient race known for their intelligence and technological supremacy. Their empire spans across countless star systems, and they have long considered themselves the undisputed rulers of the galaxy. When the energy signatures began to emanate from Earth, they took notice, but it wasn't until their reconnaissance ships began relaying images of the giant figures emerging from the planet's surface that they understood something had changed, something profound and potentially dangerous. Commander Varric of the Selvar fleet stands on the bridge of his flagship, staring at the holographic display in front of him. He watches as the first images of the giants are transmitted to him. The beings are beyond anything he's ever seen. Their size alone dwarfs the Selvar ships. They are colossal beings of stone and metal, their forms eerily humanoid, yet clearly not of natural origin. He knows this is no ordinary encounter. This is something different. The giants must be some sort of weapon, but what purpose they serve remains a mystery, and whether they can be controlled or destroyed is uncertain. Varric issues orders to his fleet to approach Earth cautiously. He's aware that a direct assault could lead to unforeseen consequences. If the giants are as powerful as they seem, they could easily wipe out entire fleets if provoked. The Selvar are not a race known for their caution, but they understand the importance of maintaining control over their empire, and Earth is now an unpredictable element that needs to be evaluated. Meanwhile, on Earth, panic and confusion grip the globe. World leaders scramble to make sense of the giants' appearance and their intentions. While some governments advocate for immediate military action against the giants, others argue for diplomacy. They have no idea what the giants want, or if they are a threat. Humanity's first instinct is to defend their world, but many wonder whether the giants will be willing to help, or if they're merely watching and waiting. In the heart of the United States military, the decision is made to send a team to make contact with the giants, hoping that they might hold the key to understanding their intentions. The team is led by Captain Maya Corbin, a veteran of several military campaigns, who has spent years studying ancient military technologies. Her expertise in dealing with unknown threats makes her the perfect candidate for this mission, but even she is uncertain of what they will encounter. Maya's team boards a specially designed transport ship that flies toward the nearest giant. Their ship approaches cautiously as the massive stone figure stands motionless. In a sprawling field, the air crackles with tension. The soldiers are on edge, but Maya orders them to hold their fire. They have no idea whether these giants are hostile or simply ancient sentinels watching over the planet. As the ship lands in front of the giant, Maya steps out cautiously and approaches the towering figure. Her heart races as she looks up at the sheer size of the creature. It's impossible to tell if it's alive or just an enormous machine. She doesn't know what to expect, but she's ready for whatever comes next. Suddenly, the giant's eyes flicker with light, and Maya gasps as she watches the massive being shift its gaze toward her. It moves slowly at first, but with a purpose, and in that moment Maya knows she's no longer dealing with a relic of the past. She's face to face with something sentient, something ancient and powerful, and she doesn't know whether to feel awe or terror as the giant begins to speak in a voice that echoes through her mind, like a forgotten memory stirring to life. The giant's voice reverberates through Maya's mind, its tone deep and ancient, as though the very earth itself is speaking to her. She stands frozen for a moment, trying to process what's happening, her eyes locked on the creature's glowing gaze. But then it speaks again, more clearly this time, and the words send a chill down her spine. "We are the Guardians," it says, its voice thunderous, yet strangely calm, awakened to protect what was once lost. Maya takes a step back, her mind racing as she struggles to comprehend the meaning of the words. The giant's eyes narrow slightly as if understanding her confusion. "You are not ready for this yet," it continues, "but we will guide you." She doesn't know if she should trust the words or feel threatened. The giant's presence is overwhelming, its power undeniable, but what is it really here for? Behind her, the soldiers of her team tense their fingers, hovering over the triggers of their weapons, but Maya holds up a hand, stopping them. She feels the weight of their gaze, but she knows that opening fire now would be catastrophic. They have no idea what they are dealing with. The giants are not of this world, and the power they hold is far beyond anything humanity has ever encountered. As Maya stands before the giant, the ground beneath her feet trembles again, this time more violently. The atmosphere grows heavy with energy, an immense pressure building in the air. And then, without warning, the sky above them darkens as if responding to some unseen command. The sound of engines fills the air as ships descend from the sky, huge craft, moving faster than anything human technology could create. They are sleek and deadly, and they belong to the Selvar dominion. The Selvar fleet has arrived. Commander Varric watches from the command deck of his flagship as his ships descend into Earth's atmosphere, their weapons primed and ready for combat. The energy readings are off the charts. The giants are real, and the power they possess could tip the balance of the galaxy if left unchecked. He knows his people must act swiftly and decisively. Earth must be neutralized before this new threat spreads beyond their planet. Varric issues the order to attack. His fleet opens fire. The first shots strike the ground near Maya, and the giant shaking the earth with explosive force. Maya barely has time to react as the blast sends debris flying around her. The giant moves instinctively, stepping forward to shield her with its massive form. Its stone body absorbs the impact of the energy blasts without even flinching. The Selvar fire again and again, but each shot bounces harmlessly off the giant's body, as if the weaponry of the alien fleet is no match for its strength. Maya stares in awe as the giant moves its massive hand and places it on the ground. A soft hum fills the air, and in an instant the ground shifts with a force that sends shockwaves through the battlefield. Massive stone pillars rise from the earth, creating a defensive barrier around the team. The Selvar's weapons fire harmlessly into the stone walls, their shots dissipating as if hitting an invisible force field. The Selvar ships are not deterred. They adjust their tactics and launch a new wave of attacks, this time using more advanced weaponry. The sky above the battlefield lights up with energy as powerful beams of plasma rain down from the ships. But the giant moves with an ancient grace, raising one massive arm and swatting the energy blasts aside as if they were nothing more than dust. Maya feels a surge of power rise from within her, the realization dawning on her that these giants are not just ancient machines. They are alive. They are a force of nature, something humanity has never encountered before, and the Selvar have made a grave mistake underestimating them. As the battle intensifies, Maya knows that the survival of her world hinges on what happens next. The Selvar fleet is relentless, but the giants are more than a match for them. If she can gain their trust, if she can somehow unite humanity and the giants against the invaders, they may have a chance. But time is running out. The world's fate hangs in the balance, and Maya is the only one who can tip the scales in their favor. The giant before her shifts its weight and moves forward, its massive feet shaking the earth with each step. It raises its arm high in the air, and with one powerful motion slams it into the ground, sending a wave of energy rippling across the battlefield. The Selvar fleet is thrown into disarray as the energy from the giant's strike disrupts their systems and sends several ships spiraling out of control. Maya stands frozen for a moment, her heart racing, as she watches the chaos unfold. The battle has begun, and humanity's future is now tied to these ancient giants. The power of the earth itself has been unleashed, and there is no turning back. The battle rages on as the sky above Earth becomes a chaotic swirl of energy and destruction. The Selvar fleet is relentless, but the giants are proving to be far more than just ancient relics. They are formidable living beings with abilities that defy comprehension. Maya watches in awe as the giant beside her effortlessly repels the alien invaders. One strike of its massive hand sends entire ships careening into the atmosphere, their weapons ineffective against the raw power of the earthbound behemoth. Yet as the fighting intensifies, a new concern begins to emerge on the ground beneath the chaos. Maya can feel the weight of the moment pressing down on her. This is not just a battle for Earth's survival. It's a battle for humanity's place in the galaxy. Earth is no longer a backwater planet of little significance, but a world with immense, untapped power that the galaxy now recognizes as a threat or a beacon of hope. Maya knows the situation is spiraling out of control. The Selvar will not stop. They will not simply accept defeat, even with their fleets being shattered by the giants' might. Their pride and their lust for power will drive them to retaliate with everything they have. As the first shockwaves of victory start to fade, Maya is faced with a new reality humanity has never been faced with before. They must decide if they will stand as equals with the giants, or if they will seek to control the power that has been unleashed beneath them. The government convenes an emergency summit, and leaders from across the globe gather to make a choice that could reshape the future of humanity. Back at the White House, President Sandra Hayes addresses the global coalition of world leaders, her voice calm but filled with urgency. "We stand at the crossroads of a new era," she begins, her words echoing in the minds of those watching the live broadcast. "The giants have emerged to protect us, but we cannot be sure of their true purpose. We must decide. Do we embrace them as allies, or will we seek to harness the power they bring to reshape our future?" The question hangs in the air as leaders debate frantically. Some argue that the giants are humanity's salvation, protectors from the alien invaders who would dominate the planet. Others, including the more skeptical factions, fear the giants are simply too powerful and that they could one day turn against humanity, leaving Earth as a shattered, empty husk in the wake of their wrath. As the debates grow heated, Maya is thrust into the heart of the discussion. She is summoned to speak before the world's leaders. Her first-hand experience with the giants seen as crucial to understanding what they truly are. With the weight of the moment on her shoulders, Maya stands before the assembly, her voice steady as she addresses the room. "We've seen what the giants can do," she begins, her words cutting through the tension. "They are not simply protectors. They are something much older, much more powerful. The question isn't whether we trust them or fear them. The question is how we can work together. If we are to survive this invasion, we must find a way to unite with the giants." Her words resonate with some, but not all. In the back of the room, a faction led by General Thomas Redford watches with suspicion. "We don't know their true intentions," he warns. "What if they see humanity as expendable once they've dealt with the Selvar? What if we're merely pawns in a much larger game?" His words spark a firestorm of arguments, but Maya stands firm. She knows the giants are not simply machines or weapons. They are something else, something ancient, and perhaps even part of Earth's soul. She can sense that there is more to their awakening than just the defense of the planet. There's a deeper purpose, one that she hasn't yet fully understood, but she is determined to uncover. Meanwhile, the Selvar fleet regroups in space, its commanders furious at the unexpected resistance. They send encrypted messages across the galaxy to the other factions in their alliance, pleading for reinforcements. The battle for Earth is far from over, and the galaxy is now on edge. As the Selvar prepare for their next move, Maya realizes that this is only the beginning of a much larger war, one that will determine the fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. Humanity now stands at the brink of a new future, united with the giants or fractured by fear. The decisions made here will shape the destiny of all living beings. As the tension on Earth reaches its boiling point, the Selvar Dominion, shaken but resolute, prepares to escalate their campaign. Their fleets, though battered, are far from defeated. Yet in the darkness of space, far beyond the Earth's troubled skies, the vast Galactic Council convenes in secret. A coalition of the most powerful and influential races in the galaxy, they have long watched humanity from afar, dismissing the fledgling species as insignificant. But the awakening of the giants, the sudden surge of energy radiating from Earth, has forced them to reconsider their assessment. The council chamber is a colossal structure, floating in the void, where representatives of dozens of species gather around a massive table, their forms diverse and strange. At its head sits High Chancellor Zoreth, a towering being of silver and black whose eyes glow with a cold, calculating intelligence. His presence commands the room as he calls the meeting to order. The topic is clear. Earth. "Report," Zoreth demands, his voice a low, resonant growl that echoes throughout the chamber. A holographic display flickers to life before him, showing images of the giants standing tall on Earth's surface, their colossal forms dwarfing the human cities beneath them. The room falls silent as the council members study the footage, their expressions varying from awe to trepidation. The power of the giants is undeniable. "These giants," Zoreth begins, his voice laced with caution, "are not of human creation. Their technology is older than our most ancient records. We must understand their purpose before we decide how to act." A representative of the Krillin species, an insectoid race known for their calculated approach to diplomacy, speaks up. We have long kept Earth under surveillance. The humans were never a threat. Until now. These beings, these giants, could be far more dangerous than we realize. They are a force we cannot easily control. What if their awakening is not just a response to an alien invasion, but a prelude to something far more devastating? A sharp murmur of agreement runs through the room. The fear of the unknown has always been a powerful motivator in the Council, and the rise of these giants has triggered a deep-seated unease. Is it possible? Another voice, the representative of the Mardanian race, a highly intelligent and mysterious species of energy beings, suggests that these giants are not bound to Earth's protection alone. What if they are part of a larger design, one that involves more than just this planet? The question hangs in the air, and Zorith narrows his eyes. The energy signature from Earth suggests a connection to an ancient network, something we have not yet fully understood. It could be a trap, or it could be an opportunity. The Council debates fiercely, factions forming over how best to handle the growing situation. Some argue for swift, decisive action, sending a fleet to Earth to crush the threat before it can spiral out of control. Others counsel caution, suggesting that the galaxy should work with the humans, attempt to understand the giants, and perhaps gain an invaluable ally in the process. As the debate rages on, a young diplomat from the Taltorian species, a race known for their ability to communicate with advanced technologies, offers a different perspective. We should not ignore the potential for an alliance with Earth, she argues, her voice calm and steady. What we are seeing is not just an awakening of giants. This is a potential shift in the power structure of the entire galaxy. Humanity is emerging as a force in their own right. If we make the wrong move, we may find ourselves not only facing the Xelvar, but an entirely new order in the galaxy, one led by humans and their guardians. Her words cause a shift in the room, the realization dawning on many. Humanity, once considered insignificant, is now in a position to shape the future of the galaxy. But as the Council continues to debate, Commander Varric of the Xelvar Dominion issues an ultimatum. We will not allow this new threat to go unchallenged. Earth will fall, and the giants with it. The message is clear. That Xelvar will stop at nothing to secure Earth, and the Council's indecision has only given them more time to prepare for their next move. On Earth, Maya stands in the heart of the storm. She has heard whispers of the Galactic Council's deliberations. The galaxy is watching. And with its Xelvar poised to attack again, Maya knows that humanity's survival depends on more than just strength. It will take diplomacy, courage, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. The time has come to make the hardest choice humanity has ever faced. With its Xelvar at the gates and the giants watching from above, Maya must decide. Will humanity stand alone, or will they reach out to the galaxy, forging an alliance that could change everything? As the Council's decree approaches, the fate of Earth, and possibly the entire galaxy, hangs in the balance. The situation on Earth grows more urgent with each passing day. As Maya stands at the heart of humanity's struggle for survival, the weight of her decisions grows heavier. The Xelvar Dominion has launched a new offensive, their ships moving in a coordinated assault against Earth's defense systems. Humanity is now caught in a delicate dance of diplomacy and war, with the fate of the planet hanging on the delicate balance of power between the giants, the Xelvar, and the humans themselves. In the midst of the chaos, Maya receives a transmission from an unexpected source, a message from the Galactic Council, the mysterious and powerful body that governs much of the galaxy. The message, encrypted and urgent, demands her presence on a neutral space station, where representatives from the Council wish to discuss the future of Earth. Maya knows the gravity of this invitation. The Council, with its diverse and powerful members, has the power to alter the course of history for Earth, whether they choose to support humanity, leave it to its fate, or worse, turn their backs on the planet entirely. She realizes that this may be her only chance to shape Earth's future on a galactic scale. After brief consultation with the world's leaders, she agrees to board a ship bound for the station, her mind racing with the possibilities that await. The journey through space is uneventful, but Maya can feel the anticipation building. She stands before the council's chamber, a vast, imposing room made of metal and crystalline structures, each panel shimmering with the light of distant stars. Representatives from dozens of races are seated around the table, their eyes locked on her as she enters the room. Among them, Zorath, the High Chancellor of the Galactic Council, sits at the center, his gaze intense and calculating. "Captain Maya Corbin," Zorath begins, his voice low and commanding. "You have come to us at a time of great significance. Earth stands on the edge of a precipice, and we must determine whether your planet is to be preserved or left to fall under the weight of forces far beyond your control." Maya takes a deep breath and steps forward. "Earth is no longer the insignificant planet you once thought it to be," she says, her voice steady despite the fear that churns within her. "The giants have awoken, and they are our protectors. They have the power to defend this world, but more than that, they represent a connection to an ancient power that transcends Earth itself. We ask for your understanding and support. This is our fight, but we are willing to stand alongside you, if you will give us the chance." The room is silent for a moment, the council members exchanging looks of skepticism and curiosity. It is clear that many of them are hesitant to place their trust in a species they once considered inconsequential. A representative from the Krillin species, the insectoid diplomat who had spoken against humanity before, rises to his feet, his voice laced with disdain. "These giants," he says, his many eyes narrowing, "are an unknown variable. We cannot afford to gamble the stability of the galaxy on a race that has only just begun to understand its place among the stars. Their potential is too great and too dangerous to ignore." Maya stands her ground, her eyes focused on the Krillin representative. "You don't understand," she replies firmly. "The giants are not a threat to the galaxy. They are protectors. They have chosen to awaken because they recognize the threat that Selvar posed to not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. If we don't stand together, that Selvar will turn their eyes toward other planets, wiping out entire species in their quest for domination." Zorath raises a hand, signaling for silence. His expression remains unreadable, but there is something in his eyes, a glimmer of calculation. Captain Corbin is correct. The Selvar's expansionist ambitions are well known to us, but the emergence of these giants complicates matters. If their power is as formidable as we believe, they could shift the balance of the galaxy entirely. The Council must decide whether to engage with Earth and the giants, or to intervene against the Selvar before they can do any more damage. A murmur runs through the room as Council members discuss among themselves. The tension is palpable, and Maya can feel the weight of their decision bearing down on her. She knows that her words have only begun to sway them. There is still much left to be done if Earth is to find its place among the stars. Then the representative from the Mardanian species, the energy beings, speaks up. "Perhaps Earth's greatest strength is not just its alliance with the giants, but with the humans themselves," they say, their voice a soft, resonant hum. "Humanity has proven resilient in the face of countless challenges. If they can unite their will with the giants, they may hold the key to a new era in the galaxy. We should not dismiss them so easily." Zorath's eyes flicker toward the Mardanian representative, a spark of intrigue in his gaze. "Perhaps, but we must act quickly. The Selvar will not wait." With that, the Council's deliberations shift into high gear. The fate of Earth and the galaxy now rests on a razor's edge. Maya stands, knowing that her next words could either cement Earth's place in the galactic community or condemn it to an uncertain and perilous future. The decision is no longer just about Earth's survival. It's about the future of the entire galaxy. The weight of the decision now rests on the shoulders of the Galactic Council. As Maya stands before them, she can feel the tension crackling in the air. Every eye in the room is on her, and she knows that her next words could either secure humanity's future or lead to its destruction. The debate around the table intensifies as representatives from different species voice their concerns and ideas. Some argue that the risk of aligning with the giants is too great. Others see potential in Earth's partnership with the ancient protectors. But one thing is clear: the Xelvar's relentless advance cannot be ignored. Zorath, the High Chancellor, remains silent for a moment, his silver eyes scanning the room. The council members are divided, their voices rising in a cacophony of conflicting opinions. But Maya stands firm, her heart racing, determined to make her case. "Listen to me," she says, her voice cutting through the debate. "We don't have time for hesitation. The Xelvar are already preparing for their next strike. If we do nothing, Earth will fall. The giants are our protectors, and they have already proven their power. They will fight for us. But they will not wait forever. The fate of my planet, and the galaxy, depends on the choices we make now." For a moment, the room is quiet, save for the soft hum of the energy fields that surround the chamber. The council members exchange uneasy glances, as if unsure of how to proceed. Finally, it is the representative from the Taltorian species, the energy beings, who speaks again. "We cannot ignore the power of the giants," the Taltorian diplomat says, her voice soft but insistent. "Their energy resonates with something ancient, something beyond the scope of our understanding. To ignore their potential would be a grave mistake. If they are as powerful as we believe, they could be the key to saving us all from the Xelvar threat." A ripple of agreement moves through the room, but there are still voices of dissent. The Krillin representative, still unconvinced, speaks out. "But how can we trust them?" the Krillin demands. "These giants are not from our world. We don't know their true motives, their true nature. What if they decide to use this power to dominate not just Earth, but the entire galaxy?" Maya's eyes narrow. She understands the Krillin's fear. Trust is not easily given, especially when dealing with a force as powerful as the giants. But she knows that the Xelvar are far more dangerous, and their conquest of Earth would be a far greater threat than anything the giants could pose. "We don't have that luxury," Maya says, her voice steady. "The Xelvar are a threat to all of us. If we allow them to succeed, the entire galaxy will fall under their control. The giants may be a mystery, but they are our best hope. They've already shown us their allegiance. They've already protected us once. Now it's time to return the favor." Her words seem to resonate with some of the council members. The Mardanian representative nods in agreement, while others, still hesitant, look to Zorath for guidance. The High Chancellor, who has remained silent throughout much of the discussion, finally speaks. "Captain Corbin is correct," Zorath says, his voice cold but decisive. "The Xelvar must be stopped. If the giants are truly humanity's protectors, then we must stand with them. But be warned, this is not a simple decision. The Xelvar will retaliate, and they will come with everything they have. Earth's involvement will not go unnoticed, and the repercussions will be far-reaching." A tense silence fills the room. Maya's heart pounds in her chest as the council members weigh the gravity of Zorath's words. The choice is now clear. The council can either risk everything by supporting humanity and the giants, or they can retreat into the safety of their own territories and let Earth fend for itself. Zorath turns his gaze back to Maya. "We will support you," he says, his tone firm. "But you must prepare for war. The Xelvar will not be easily defeated, and their thirst for conquest is unmatched. You are about to enter a battle that will determine the fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy." Maya nods, a surge of determination rising within her. She has made her case, and the council has agreed to back humanity's alliance with the giants. But she knows the true challenge is just beginning. Earth will need to unite its forces, prepare its defenses, and most importantly, trust in the giants who have come to protect them. As she exits the council chamber, her mind is already racing with the strategies and decisions ahead. The Xelvar will be relentless, but with the giants at their side, Humanity has a chance to prove that they belong in the galactic community and that they will fight, no matter the cost, to defend their home. The reckoning is coming, and the battle for Earth is about to unfold. The decision has been made. The Galactic Council has pledged its support to humanity and its ancient protectors, the Giants. But as the news spreads, the weight of that support feels like a double-edged sword. The Xelvar, furious and humiliated, are now preparing for an all-out assault. Earth stands at the precipice of destruction, and its future is uncertain. The stakes have never been higher. Maya stands in the command center of the newly constructed Earth Defense Force headquarters, staring at the holographic map of the world. The Xelvar fleet is gathering just beyond the orbit of Mars, their ships forming an impenetrable wall of metal and energy. Earth's defenses, bolstered by the presence of the Giants, are preparing for a fight the likes of which no one has ever seen. "Ready all stations," Maya commands, her voice cold and commanding, a stark contrast to the fear that churns within her. This is it. The battle for Earth begins now. The hum of activity fills the command center as the military personnel spring into action. The Giants, towering and seemingly indestructible, have taken up strategic positions across the globe. From the cities, the skies are filled with flashes of light as Earth's military forces engage with the Xelvar's advancing fleet. But it's the Giants who truly change the course of the war. Their immense strength and advanced technology make them a match for the Xelvar, forcing the alien invaders into a deadly standoff. On the ground, Maya watches the chaos unfold. She knows that the future of her planet rests on the shoulders of these ancient beings. Yet, as the battle intensifies, a thought gnaws at her. What if the Giants aren't just fighting to protect Earth? What if they have their own agenda, one that goes beyond the destruction of the Xelvar? The Xelvar make their first move, launching a massive bombardment of Earth's defenses. The sky darkens with incoming fire, and explosions rock the atmosphere. Maya clenches her fists, watching as the Earth trembles beneath the fury of the alien assault. Yet, as the first shockwave ripples across the planet, a massive figure emerges from the smoke, the Giant who has fought alongside her since the beginning. Its colossal form blocks the bombardment, absorbing the energy blasts with ease, its body glowing with an ancient power. "Fall back. Protect the civilians," Maya orders, her voice filled with urgency. She watches as the military units retreat, pushing civilians into underground shelters, while the Giants take the full force of the Xelvar's assault. The battle is no longer just about winning. It's about survival. Back in space, the Xelvar fleet looms larger, their ships descending like a storm of locusts. The Xelvar commanders, once confident in their superiority, now realize that the Giants are not a fluke. They are a force, a power beyond comprehension. But it's not just their technology that unnerves the invaders, it's the humans themselves. Earth has united in a way no one expected. Even the most skeptical species in the Galactic Council are now watching Earth stand with awe. Maya watches the stars above, her eyes scanning the sky for the incoming Xelvar ships. She knows that this battle is about more than just saving her planet. It's about making a stand, proving that Earth is not a footnote in the galaxy. Her heart pounds in her chest as she watches the battle unfold, knowing that the survival of the entire galaxy could hinge on this one moment. Then, the Giants make their move. With a coordinated strike, they launch a massive counteroffensive, their massive fists and energy weapons obliterating the Xelvar ships in a matter of minutes. The alien invaders, taken by surprise, scramble to regroup, but the Giants press forward, their wrath unyielding. The ground beneath their feet shakes as they crush Xelvar warships with the force of earthquakes. Maya's eyes widen as the tide turns in favor of Earth. The Xelvar are retreating, their forces scattering in panic, unable to match the sheer power of the Giants. Earth's forces, emboldened by their protectors, rally together, pushing the invaders back, and for the first time since the Xelvar arrived, humanity is winning. But as the Selvar fleet retreats into the darkness of space, Maya feels a twinge of unease. The giants have proven their loyalty to Earth, but she can't shake the feeling that the battle isn't over. Not yet. That Selvar may have been beaten, but the true war, the war for the galaxy's future, is just beginning. The Galactic Council may have pledged their support, but the alliances between species are fragile, and there are many unknowns ahead. For now, Earth stands victorious, but Maya knows that this victory is just the beginning of a much larger conflict. The giants may have protected Earth today, but tomorrow they could be the galaxy's greatest hope or its greatest threat. Maya looks up at the sky, knowing that she has helped humanity take its first steps into a new chapter in galactic history. But she also understands the danger that comes with this newfound power. The universe is vast, and Earth's place in it is no longer guaranteed. And as she watches the stars above, she realizes the true challenge has only just begun.